Myself and Gio went in pretty two-footed on David Moyes following the draw with Crystal Palace in our player ratings video, which we do over on Patreon, basically after every single game, be it in Europe, Carabao Cup or Premier League. We rate and rank off every single West Ham player and give them a mark out of 10, and we do the manager as well. And in this video, I'm going to show you what myself and Gio said about David Moyes, because hey, you know what, we were a little bit sick of the bad football really, and the lack of substitutions, which you'll hear in just a second. At the moment, we have got a special Christmassy type offer, if you like, on our Patreon. That's 16% off if you sign up for the year. Now, Patreon is our third Hammers Chat channel, and the income we get from that, because it is a subscription service, allows us to produce videos on this channel and main channel every single day for free. But we've got a lot of additional content on it. We've got the Anton Ferdinand podcast. We've got Hammerlytics, which some people say is worth the price alone. We've got myself and Gio and our Naked series, where we don't discuss football at all. We've got opposition previews. We have got our breakfast show. We've got big discounts to the store. We've got our Patreon podcast. When I say the store, I mean the Hammers Chat store. You can often, with the discounts that you get from being a patron of the Hammers Chat store, it's worth signing up to Patreon before you actually go shopping on the store, at the store, on the store, whatever you want. Hey, however we're going to say it. Anyway, go and check it out. Link is in the description below. It's patreon.com/Hammers Chat. 16% off. Or you can take advantage of our other offer, which is try as a mild addict for a week for free and see if you like it or not. There's loads of offers. You can sign up for as little as £3.60 a month, or you can become a Hammers Chat addict, and well, you even get involved in the WhatsApp group, and that can be a little bit saucy at times. Anyway, check it out. Here's what myself and Gio had to say about David Moyes.
He's just petrified for all the reasons you said. Can't take Ward Prowse off for the free kicks. Can't take Soucek off in case he puts one in at the far post. Can't take Paqueta off in case he produces a bit of magic. So all he's doing at this point is just moving his chess pieces around. And it was like musical chairs. All right. So you had a situation where I think during that game, I think Kudus played in at least 3 positions. Definitely Soucek played in at least 2. Ward Prowse played in at least 2. Paqueta possibly had his position changed 3 times. And you're just watching. Bowen obviously had his position changed. You're watching this unfold, thinking, look, mate, you're trying, this player you're desperate to keep on the pitch, or turn into an attacking midfielder, or turn him in. You want Paqueta. What you need now is a striker, mate. No point moving him up there. You're absolutely right. He should have been playing at number 10 at that point. We should have a striker on there. Kudus on the left, if that's what you want to do. Bowen on the right, who clearly hadn't worked up front. This is so clear what he's doing. And the reason I skip Bowen is because that isolated graveyard shift up front is horrendous. And it doesn't matter if you're Skamaka, Sebastian Haller, Danny Ings, or anyone else, or poor Obama in the week. It's a thankless task. It's a thankless task while everyone else huddles together and compresses. And you've got this functional, plodding, horrible midfield there without the creativity to create centrally. You've then got a situation, basically, if you're a striker, you better be bloody hoping that something comes in from the right-hand side. Because nothing's coming in from the left, because Paqueta is now no longer playing anywhere near Emerson, so they can't do the little exchange of passes and get down there and get something over. Nothing's going to come from the middle because there's no creativity down there. No one's getting close to you because everyone's sat back defending all the time. So you absolutely, as a striker, better hope that something comes in from the right-hand side. If you're playing against a defence that's deep, Bowen has no chance. No chance, because his back's to goal. And there was one point in that game, Gio, where Bowen came all the way back into our own half. All the way back. He was near the centre-backs. Then he turned and he played a little exchange of passes with someone. And at that point, he was facing the defence. But he had to come all the way back into our half to do it, make a 1-2 so as he could create a run, so as he could face up. This before he got switched onto the wing. the tactics were terrible. It just smacked of a man riddled with fear. I'm talking about David Moyes here, thinking I can't make the brave decision. And and we've seen so many managers do it, and they just, I don't know what he thinks is going to happen. It's a complete contradiction. What is he? The tough boss who takes no nonsense, who is the manager, the omnipotent one, Alec Ferguson's fucking apprentice or whatever, or is he a meek little lamb who can't, who can't bear to substitute one of his favourite players? What's wrong with that? These are professional footballers who expect to be substituted. They know they're going to be substituted at some point. Very few players think they're going to play 90 minutes all the time. They're all getting bloody rotated, be that Man City or Liverpool or Arsenal or anywhere else. They all know they're not playing 90 minutes in the Premier League and 90 minutes in Europe and 90 minutes in the Carabao Cup, and on and on and on and on it goes. And I just wonder what David Moyes is thinking, because it just strangles us. It's completely debilitating. And because of that, we just couldn't prize the Palace Open when we needed to. Jared Bowen was, and that's why Jared Bowen, in the end, when there's a break in play and they all go for a drinks break, has ended up begging David Moyes, please move me. But I'll tell you what, you're absolutely right what you said before. That is good that a player feels he can do that. What is bad is that the manager has not noticed it before there's a break in play. Because what about if there hadn't been that? That was the Paqueta one where he's lying on the floor. Was that the break in play?
I think so.
Yeah. I mean, if there had been no break in play, if he hadn't have had a tantrum or whatever, lied down, pretended to be dead, whatever Paqueta did, that hadn't have happened. What I don't understand. At what point? I think the decision wouldn't have been made. I think until the end of the I was going to say till the end of time, until the end of the game, Bowen would have ploughed that lonely furrow up front, and we never would have seen that little spark at the end where Kudus running down that left did more than anyone else has done all season, where Bowen suddenly came to life when he's on the right. And even then, it was only half functional because we still didn't have a striker. He still couldn't manage. Still couldn't think, okay, right, now I've got it. Now I've got a supply line on both wings. For the first time in fucking ages, the team is balanced. Left and right. We're balanced. Still couldn't bring himself to put a striker in there. David Moyes, I'm giving him a 2 out of 10 only because we got a draw. He deserves none out of 10.
I'm going to give him a 3 out of 10. I would argue that had Marvel Palace not made the mistake, we'd have won the game, which would be, it sounds a bit wild saying it out loud, but I do think we would have went on and won it. And I do think we were the better team out of the two, not by far. I think we probably edged it in terms of play, but that's not because of what we did. It's because of what Crystal Palace did or didn't do. Crystal Palace are crap. They were absolutely awful. That tactics and the way that game was played between those two managers was so dinosaur. Even Steven Spielberg getting interested in making a film out of it. Even he thinks it's too unrealistic for Jurassic Park. The new Jurassic Park sounds a bit shit, doesn't it? West Ham won, Crystal Palace won. I'm going to take a different angle from Gonzo, otherwise I'll just be repeating everything he's just said. And that's the substitutes. There's almost different ways you can come at this, which is, first of all, we've got an action-packed December. There's not that, unless you're in the Carabao Cup and the European Cup, you don't have as many games as West Ham. I'm trying to think off the top of my head who those teams are, and there's not that many coming to mind because the European teams like Man United and Arsenal, they're out the Cup. I think Newcastle might still be in the Carabao Cup. So us and them, we've got the most games you can possibly have in December, I would imagine, due to the fact we've got European football plus that Carabao Cup quarter-final. So we're going to need our squad. Yesterday was important to win, so I'm not saying I would have liked it, but against Tottenham, he decided I'm going to rest one or two players. I'm going to concede this game. Then I'm going to play my full strength 11 against Fulham. I'm going to get 6 points out of 9 out of these 3 fixtures. You could probably accept it. You could understand what he's doing. But because we've only drawn, he now has to play the full 11 against Spurs. And he's probably going to have to play again against Fulham as well next weekend. So there's almost no break now. I'll tell you the game he's going to start resting. I mean, that is the fucking quarter-final. You can see it a mile away. We're going to go away to Liverpool. He's going to say, fixture congestion. I can't play Bowen. I can't play Kudus. I can't play Alvarez and Aguerd. Fixture congestion. I'm going to have to rotate. Well, yeah, because you refuse to rotate throughout December thus far, you get to the 20th of December, and then you decide, actually, they're a bit tired now. yesterday, was the right team to start with, arguably, but no substitutions. And I know we made one of these. I'm going to just say no subs because there might as well have been none. The 87th minute. I mean, what's the point? What's the point in that? But you basically told that subs bench, even when we're this bad, I still don't want you on. Benrahma, Cornet, Fornals, I'd rather play James Ward Prowse left midfield than you. That's what I'm doing. I'm playing Ward Prowse left mid up against Joe Ward rather than you. Cornet finally does something on Thursday night. Finally. He was buzzing after the game. All my teammates are really happy for me. I need more minutes. I'm ready. His reward doesn't even get on the pitch. So any small bit of confidence that Cornet had on Thursday, any little bit of, I might have a future. Maybe I can turn things around at West Ham. Gone. Forget it. It's gone. We just scrumpled it up and threw it away. Mubama, you got a bit of a chance against Paqueta. That's it. That's your chance. You've had it now. That's it. There's your contract. You want minutes? You've had it. You've got an hour in Serbia. What do you mean? That's enough for you, surely. What do you mean you're unhappy watching us play with no striker at home to Crystal Palace? What do you mean you think you should get on against this team? Even Danny Ings must be thinking, I normally come on at this in this game. I usually get called upon. I'm no longer getting called upon now. I'm not saying I want to see Danny Ings. My point is, even he is probably sat there thinking, what's the point now? What? We're desperate for a goal. They need a striker. You've got Bowen and Kudus pinging balls in the box. There's no one there. Get me on. This is where I score goals. Forget launching it 40 yards to me against whoever it is, playing up front on my own. I'm the fox in the box. You now finally got the ball around the box. Get me on there. Put me in the box. No, Danny, you're not allowed on either. We're not playing any of you. We're going to put Fornals on for a handful of minutes. Pablo Fornals, who was the worst player on Thursday night, that's who we're bringing on. Well, I'll tell you what, David Moyes, when we go away to Anfield or we go to Craven Cottage and one or two players are knackered, they're absolutely rinsed. So you have to call upon these players. Forget it. Because yesterday, you practically just went like that to all your subs. Every single one of them, you practically just went, Kerr, Ben Johnson, you're even on the squad. Piss off. You piss off. Benrahma, Fornals, Danny Ings, Mubama, Cornet, all of you. No. I'd rather have a 5 out of 10 James Ward Prowse because he might score a free kick. I'd rather that than the fact that Benrahma might skin someone and put a cross in. Danny Ings might score. Mubama might get a chance. I don't. I think in David Moyes' mind, what was more likely to happen? Danny Ings and Mubama scores, or we get a free kick outside the box and James Ward Prowse scores it. He went for the latter. Yeah. He chose that we might win a free kick 25 yards out and Ward Prowse will score it. That over Said Benrahma taking on Joe Ward and supplying a winner. It's just, he's almost playing a game of probability sometimes, law of averages. But the mad thing is, yesterday he was playing, instead of going on a roulette table and picking a colour and backing red or black, he went on a roulette table and picked one number in particular and said, yeah, there you go. I'm going to gamble on it landing on the number 17. That is the probability that he went with yesterday. It's absolutely insane, the fact that he did not use that bench. There was more than one player that could have come off. Alvarez, Ward Prowse, Soucek, even Paqueta to some extent. Take your pick. There was plenty of players you could have subbed, plenty of things you could have tried, because I'll tell you what, while a lot of opposition fans probably think there's not a better manager to come up against than David Moyes, there's probably not a better manager to come up against than Roy bloody Hodgson, because he's so predictable that he named 3 centre-backs yesterday, and we on the build-up show went, well, he's not going to switch to back 3, because Roy Hodgson doesn't do that. Roy Hodgson sticks with a back 4. We know how Roy Hodgson's going to play. So me and you know it. David Moyes knows it. You're not going to get an easier manager. David Moyes could have done what he wanted yesterday with the subs, and Roy wouldn't have done anything backwards. Because the fact of the matter is, the first sub in the game, I had a look to see when Rydwell did come on for Will Hughes. The first sub in the match yesterday was on the 82nd minute. 2 dinosaurs growling at each other in the dugout, happy with the point. Steven Spielberg, he ain't interested in this film because no one wants to watch it. There you go. Anyway, rant over.
Good.
Shall we leave it there?
Or would you give him a 3? You give him a 3.
I gave him a 3 because, well, we drew, and you have to leave 0, 1, and 2 for when we're really, really bad.
Yeah.
I've seen us a lot worse under David Moyes. The reason he's getting a 3 is partly because of the result, but it's just because of the lack of entertainment factor, the lack of desire to win. At no point did I think Moyes wanted to win that game. And that's what I hate the most. If we threw the kitchen sink at Palace for the last 20 minutes, we had 10 shots, and Sam Johnson pulled off 2 world-class saves, Gay and Anderson turned into, prime Puyol and PK, fine. I'll shrug it off and say we did everything to win. We just couldn't.
Yeah.
But actually, yesterday, he did fuck all to win. I'll tell you what he did do to win. He prayed. He just said, please, can we have a cross for Thomas Soucek? Please, can Paqueta pull something out his arse and fire in a volley from 20 yards out again? Honestly, it was just ridiculous. He was relying on sheer luck yesterday for that last 10 minutes. Just pure, it's worked for me against Burnley and back at Chipola, where just wait for something to happen. He was just waiting for something to happen yesterday. It didn't happen. Like you said in the video, it was going to run out at some point. Nobody's surprised yesterday. Anyway, it just pissed me right off.